Today we're diving into a villain battle from 5 different worlds: Sega, Nintendo, Toei Animation, DC Comics, and Nickelodeon. Who wrote the most evil villain? Let's get into it. First up, the round man with the sharp mind. Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik. On the surface, Eggman looks like a joke. Big red coat, tiny glasses, that mustache that looks like 2 angry boomerangs. But behind that cartoon design is one of the most dangerous brains in fiction. Eggman's true weapon isn't his fists, it's his mind. This is a guy who looks at a peaceful world and immediately starts thinking, how can I turn this into a heavily industrialized nightmare where everything obeys me? And he doesn't just talk about it, he builds it. He creates armies of robots that can swarm entire cities, colossal airships that darken the sky, planetary-level machines that threaten reality itself. What makes Eggman interesting is how he's constantly on the edge of success. He comes so close to actually winning. He's not some small-town villain, he's a rewrite-the-world type. Give him some time and scrap metal, and suddenly there's a space station hovering over the planet with a giant laser pointed at the surface. And he doesn't stop. You knock him down, he gets up with version 2.0. Destroy that mech? He's already building the upgraded model. Shut down one base? Surprise, he has 10 more. The defeat only makes him more determined. In a weird way, his persistence is almost heroic. If he wasn't trying to enslave everybody. Under all that evil, there's a bit of ego and pride that always sneaks in. He likes making a show out of his villainy. He wants people to know it's him threatening the world, his logo on the big robot, his face on the big screen. And when you mix genius-level planning with a love of drama, you get a villain who turns every fight into a spectacle. Next, we're heading to the Mushroom Kingdom to meet a villain who doesn't need a lab coat or a robot army to intimidate you. He just has to stomp into the room. Bowser, King of the Koopas. Bowser is the definition of a walking tank. Massive, horned, covered in spikes, and breathing fire like it's no big deal. He's the kind of villain who doesn't sneak around or whisper threats. He just roars, charges forward, and dares anyone to stop him. This is a guy who shrugs off lava like it's warm bathwater, smashes stone bridges with his weight, gets tossed off cliffs or into magma, and somehow comes back again and again. Bowser's durability is almost mythic. You can defeat him in a castle, in the sky, in space, even reduce him to bones, and somehow he still returns, ready for another round like nothing happened. He's not just a villain. He's a recurring nightmare that the world can't get rid of. But it's not just his body. Bowser is also a warlord. He commands a full-on army. Goombas marching in lines, Koopa Troopas forming his backbone, Magic Koopas casting spells, bullet bills soaring through the air, airships bristling with cannons. There's also something fascinating about his motivation. Bowser isn't trying to destroy existence or reshape reality. He's after power, control, and, very often, Princess Peach. His goals are oddly personal and almost obsessive. He wants recognition. He wants to prove he's the rightful ruler. He wants the world, and Mario, to take him seriously. But under the roaring and the fire, there's a hint of depth. We see moments where Bowser isn't just pure evil. He can be goofy. He can team up with the hero when something bigger threatens his world. And he even sometimes shows a softer side. That doesn't erase his villainy, but it does make him surprisingly three-dimensional. In a big villain battle scenario, Bowser is the massive presence the battlefield revolves around. When he arrives, the ground shakes. When he roars, everyone hears it. He's an icon of brute strength and stubborn refusal to stay defeated. Now we leave cartoonish kingdoms behind and step into a world at war. Fire Lord OZAI from Avatar: The Last Airbender isn't just a villain. He's the living symbol of 100 years of conquest. Unlike the others who often chase power for themselves, OZAI is sitting at the top of a fully weaponized empire. When you talk about OZAI, you're also talking about Fire Nation warships dotting the oceans, entire cities turned into colonies, families wiped out, and cultures nearly erased. OZAI's ruling style is based entirely on fear. People don't follow him because they love him. They follow him because the alternative is imprisonment, exile, or fire. He keeps even his own family under emotional and physical pressure, treating his children less like people and more like tools and potential threats. And then there's his bending. Even before any power-ups, OZAI is a master firebender, capable of blasting waves of flame, using lightning, and moving with lethal precision. But when Sozin's comet passes, his power skyrockets. He becomes a living weapon of mass destruction, soaring across the sky and unleashing torrents of fire big enough to reshape landscapes. What makes him truly chilling is his mindset. There's no hesitation, no guilt, no second thoughts. He genuinely believes the Fire Nation is superior, that domination is the natural order, and that he is destined to be the ultimate ruler. He doesn't just want to win wars. He wants to end the possibility of anyone standing against him. There's also the psychological damage he inflicts. His treatment of Zuko is a slow-motion horror story. Constant rejection, punishment, banishment, and emotional manipulation. OZAI doesn't just defeat people physically, he crushes their sense of worth. He turns potential allies and loved ones into broken, fearful shells. In any villain-focused story, he's the one sitting on the throne while the world burns outside the palace walls. The Joker, the Clown Prince of Chaos. From structured empires and clear goals, we swing hard in the opposite direction, to a villain who doesn't want order at all. The Joker. Where everyone else has some plan, rule the world, conquer nations, prove superiority, Joker often seems like he just wants to watch it all fall apart. He's terrifying not because of what he can lift, or blast, or burn, but because of what he understands about people. Joker knows that the real weak spot in any city, any hero, any system, is the human heart and mind. He's not a king, not a general, not an alien overlord. He's just a man with a twisted sense of humor, a toolkit of poison, traps, and gadgets, a complete lack of morality. And that's enough to bring entire cities to their knees. Joker's style of villainy is intimate. He doesn't just threaten faceless crowds. He targets individuals in ways that leave scars that never fully heal. He sets up choices where there is no good option, forcing people to reveal who they really are under pressure. He's not trying to inspire loyalty like a king or emperor. He doesn't want to be loved, feared in a traditional way, or worshipped. He wants to be the punchline at the end of the world's worst joke. He wants people to realize that their rules and morals can crumble with just the right push. What makes the Joker especially dangerous is how unpredictable he is. You never truly know what his real plan is because he layers his schemes with distractions, fake-outs, and red herrings. The thing you think is the main threat often turns out to be the opening act for something worse. And through all of this, he laughs. He laughs while buildings crumble. He laughs during his own beatdowns. He laughs when he fails, because to him, the chaos alone is already a victory. As long as someone is screaming, panicking, or breaking down, he's satisfied. He doesn't need cosmic energy or magical powers to be terrifying. All he needs is a city, some materials, and time. Then he turns the place into a living nightmare where no one is sure who to trust, what's safe, or what's real. In any villain lineup, Joker is the wild card. The one person you can't plan around, because he might burn down the stage, switch the script, and call the whole disaster art. Finally, we leave Earth completely. Out in space, past the stars and planets peacefully minding their business, there's a name that entire galaxies whisper with dread. FRIEZA. FRIEZA isn't just a villain of one city, one kingdom, or even one planet. He's a cosmic tyrant. He runs an empire that buys, sells, and destroys worlds like they're properties on a board game. For him, genocide isn't a last resort. It's a casual business decision. He embodies that cold, terrifying idea that there might be someone out there so strong that your entire planet is just a speck of dust to them. A speck they can obliterate when they're bored. Physically, FRIEZA is on a different level. Even in his earlier forms, he can move faster than most opponents can see, survive attacks that would vaporize lesser beings, generate enough energy to blow up a planet with one concentrated blast. And that's before he transforms. Each form strips away more restraint, revealing more of his true power. By the time he reaches his later states, he's not just powerful, he's practically a living natural disaster with a personality. And that personality is sadistic. FRIEZA doesn't just win. He toys with people. He holds back his full power just to watch his enemies struggle, giving them a sliver of hope so he can crush it himself. He mocks them while they fight, laughs at their pain, and treats their desperation like a private show. And then, when he does lose, he doesn't accept it. He learns from it. He trains. He evolves. He comes back in new forms that make his previous self look weak. He adapts in a way that shows his ego doesn't stop him from doing one thing very well: getting stronger. FRIEZA doesn't want balance. He doesn't want chaos just for fun. He wants power. Pure, overwhelming power. And he wants everyone beneath him to understand exactly how helpless they are. In any universe-spanning story, FRIEZA is the villain where, when his shadow falls on your planet, you don't ask, "Can we beat him?" You ask, "Is there anything left after he's done?" We've explored their minds, powers, and methods. Now it's time. Let's rank these 5 villains from the bottom of the pack all the way to our ultimate winner. In 5th place, Dr. Eggman. He's a genius, no question. His technology can threaten the world, and his machines can level cities. But at the end of the day, his biggest drawback is that his power mostly comes from what he builds, not from himself. In 4th place, Fire Lord OZAI. OZAI pushes things to a new level. He's not just strong, he's a world-scale threat backed by an entire war machine. At his peak, he can scorch continents from the sky, and his rule is built on fear, propaganda, and generational trauma. In 3rd place, Bowser. Bowser has something Eggman doesn't: raw, personal power. He's a giant, fire-breathing tank with nearly endless comebacks and an army at his back. As a force of nature, he's incredibly hard to put down for good. Number 2. FRIEZA. FRIEZA combines almost everything you could possibly want in an ultimate villain. planet-destroying power that instantly outclasses everyone else here. A massive intergalactic empire under his control. A cruel, sadistic personality that enjoys suffering. The ability and willingness to evolve and come back stronger.
He's strong, he's terrifying, and he's efficient. No long speeches about justice, no worries about loyalty, no deep, conflicted backstory driving him. Just a simple, awful truth. He wants power, he enjoys pain, and almost nothing can stop him. Number 1. The Joker. Winner. The gold medal goes to the Joker. He's not the strongest physically, not even close. But Joker isn't about strength. He's about breaking everything from the inside out. He could turn the battlefield into a maze of traps, betrayals, and impossible choices, twisting heroes and villains alike until nobody knows who to trust. If this ranking were purely about who is the most terrifying on a psychological level, Joker is the number 1. His unpredictability and complete lack of limits make him uniquely dangerous. So here's the final ranking. Dr. Eggman, Firelord OZAI, Bowser, FRIEZA, the Joker. You've seen their strengths, their minds, and the worst things they've done. Now it's your turn. Who's your number 1? Would you put Joker at the top? Bowser? Maybe you think OZAI's long reach and cruelty beat out everyone else. Or maybe there's another villain entirely you'd throw into this battle. Drop your own ranking in the comments. Tell us who you think would win and why. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into pure evil, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more battles, breakdowns, and villain spotlights. Final line, punchy. Heroes might save the world, but villains? They're the ones you never forget.